Welcome back to Let's Bridge It. Guys, today it's an exciting topic. It's phenomenal. It's amazing. It's exciting. It's very insightful as well. Today we're going to speak about the pressures of adulting. So I think this is where we're going to start off.
Firstly, it's the finances, guys. Yo, trying to keep my budget. Like, I got paid yesterday and I already don't know where my money is. Like, trying to put that together is kind of a struggle. I think also, so when I went to varsity, I used to be on my own. There was only one family member around, which I could see whenever. But then now all my family is in Joburg. And trying to constantly think, when am I going to see my friends? When am I going to see my family? Then there's church on top of that. So managing that time as well enough is a bit of a struggle. I don't know what else you guys are facing.
I would say balancing as well. I think the balance in life, you have church, you have work, you have extramural activities, you have family, you have friends. So I think that's more of like the balance factor, where to invest more time in what exactly. So I think that would be a challenge. I think your head being all over the place. I think the challenge is the fact that we're too busy. For me personally, I feel like I'm too busy. And I don't know if I'm taking care of myself to an extent where it's, I would say healthy, I don't know. But I think that would be my challenge, is basically the balance. And I think the solution that I've gotten from my mentor, he said master your calendar. So slowly but surely I'm learning every day to master my calendar and to be punctual basically, and to be time efficient.
I'm also having a challenge with balancing everything out, like financially, budgeting for everything that I need to do, and also balancing the whole work and friends and church. Also giving myself time to think about what's next after this stage, because I'm in a stage where I need to start planning for the next thing, but I'm so focused on finishing this well that it's almost like I forget to plan for the next one. And then I'm stuck in I have things to do, but I need to do this well, but I also need to plan for what's coming. So it's really just struggling between doing the both well and not failing on the other one, but really excelling on one. So I think I need to manage my calendar actually. I'm getting there.
And then going back to finances, you find that you just gotten out of varsity. You used to get an allowance and everything, and now you try to manage your own money, and then at first obviously you don't go that well. Now you get, I don't know if this happens to anyone else, I get scared to ask for money back home.
Sure.
You're in school, they get all of it. After you're done, they're you're on your own. It's just what did I put you through school for you to get?
It's not that to me. And also, I know it's one last week, but can I have that picture of money?
That's true. And then trying to adjust to the working world, the schedule that comes with when you start working. I'm not really a morning person. And I had to battle with that. And I tend to, when I was studying back in varsity, I tell myself, I'm never coming back to this. I'm just, after I'm out of here, I'm out. And now, I'm thinking to myself, I actually want to make it.
Don't you miss that freedom of knowing what to do with your time whenever? I can decide today I'm not going to see lectures or anything. But now you don't want to see that person, and you're get out there, child. You're going to have to be at work for that 8 hours and still come back.
Definitely the transition from studying to working is, I think, a challenge for us.
Yeah, no, that's very true. No, I can agree.
Right?
Yeah, very, 100%.
Waking up in the morning.
It's the worst thing in the world. For real. And I think it's something very small, but once it becomes consistent, you struggle to get out of that pattern.
Yeah.
You really do. You need to make a habit of it. And it really is a struggle, no matter how. And I think also, as well, getting out of varsity and having it all figured out.
Yeah.
That, oh no, you have it. I watched some video, and this is a long time ago. I'm sorry I can't reference it. It was on alex.com, and it says that people or young people are more confused when they get out of varsity than high school, because they're expected to have everything in order by the time you're done with varsity. You need to know where you want to work. You need to know what your major is. It's something that you love.
Yeah.
With all the pressures around here, we expected to to figure everything out by the time we're done with varsity. So I think,
can I add actually one of my major confusions with having everything figured out, where for me, okay, I'm doing my articles, so I'm not really working yet. It's like an internship. Like, you're not working, you don't have anything final, and I'm going towards the end of it, and everyone is asking, so have you thought about what you're going to do after? And I'm just like, I never thought beyond being in varsity for the longest of times, and I thought about it when I was about to get out to be in articles. But now having to decide not that it's final, but trying to decide, do I want to be in banking? Do I want to be an accountant just sitting there? Do I want to be that and that? And it's a lot of pressure trying to put all of that together and trying to actually meet the relevant people who would give me the information. At least you have a mentor, that's nice. But to have all that information in one, and I wouldn't know for everyone else here how your career aspects go, but there's a lot of thinking going into that. But we're lucky enough to be early enough in our 20s. But the older you get, I think I also have that panic that maybe when I'm 30, everyone expects you should have figured this out. You should know, do I want to be CEO or CFO? Like, where do I want to be?
Exactly.
Where do I fit in within all of this? But
Yeah.
I think it's got a lot to do with how you view yourself, who you think you are. If you don't know yourself, you are expecting to be you're expecting people, like if you say, I don't know, maybe if I post this picture then people will like me or something like that. If you post a certain type of picture, then you're trying to get an audience from a certain type of people.
So the problem is the reason why we seek public validation or social validation is the fact that we want to be liked by people. So first we need to find the reason why do we want to be liked by people. You know, I feel like at the moment when you want to be liked by people, I think now it's when your priorities have started to shift. You don't know yourself at that point. You want to be defined by another person. And we forget that the same people that you're seeking validation from, the same people that you want for them to lift you up, are the same people that can break you down. Because because you're putting your faith in those people. You're putting all of that faith in those people. So that's what I think.
It also defeats itself because the same people that you're trying to impress are also doing the same thing to get attention from other people at the same time. So at the end of the day, it's like, you can say the blind, it's a lose-lose. It's just better to work on yourself and find validation within yourself.
Accept yourself.
Be
happy with yourself.
You can't all follow the same image and attain to be the same thing because it won't be, won't have certain...
The same, I don't think we're going to have the same success in life. You understand? I think the more pleasant approach to this thing is that accept yourself. Love yourself at that point, and I think the world will love you back. The moment you start to love yourself, I've seen a lot of people who have managed to make money out of how they look because they think they are unattractive, and then they make money out of that whole thing of saying, I know I'm unattractive and unappealing to some people, but I love myself the way I am, and I'm going to make a career out of it. I've seen comedians who tease themselves for how they look, and people love it, and people accept them the way they are.
I think it also has a lot to do with how we've grown up. Like from the get-go, when you were sitting there, not cleaning, that was my issue in life, and your mom is just like, look across the yard, whatever, so-and-so's mom, look at their kids, they're washing dishes all early in the morning. So already so earlier on in life, your mind kind of has a pattern of comparing itself against certain people, and then there's certain pressures you put on yourself, like if you there's different issues in people's lives, but like if you've already set so many standards towards yourself, and then you feel like you're not meeting those standards, maybe it's not even outside pressure, it's all on you for all those unrealistic expectations that you have of yourself, but that also comes from another point or another person outside, so that actually adds more onto us, and then it becomes a mess.
I believe the standard your parents set for you, depending on what it looks like, can either intimidate you or encourage you You know, so if your parents gave you a certain type of life, you don't want to do anything less than that. So that pressure of being like, look, my parents, you know, gave me this, or they achieved this and this, I need to at least achieve that and above. So yeah, for me, I feel like it depends on maybe what type of life your parents gave you, and either it will challenge you to maybe go higher, or it will intimidate you because you maybe feel, how am I gonna do or give myself what my family gave me? So yeah, that's what I feel.
I feel like I want to quote a verse that says, train up a child in the way that he should go, and he will not depart from it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like that verse is very true, because if we check children that come from a background of strictness and a background of rules, most of them happen to be shaped in a right way. They don't just do things, you know, they do things by thinking first. They think first before they do things. And we have seen some of the youth that come from homes that are a lot less, more law bound, and we have seen how the results are. So I think for me, I can say personally, like, being brought up in a strict home has shaped my life in the decisions that I make.
I think, because I'm going to be very quick, I personally think it gives you a filter of how you look at life. You know, it can affect you in that way, how you perceive life and how you perceive people as well. Because people can determine how you treat other people by how you were raised. Like, for example, I'm not bragging. I thank God and my parents for this. You know, I really do, because I never realized how much it affected me. Respecting your elders. You know, I was just being kind. What I did was just let another older man or elder man go first in the escalator. And he was like, "No, my man, you're the best person I've ever seen today." Like, basically that's what he said. He was like, "You must have been raised in a great home." And then I took that in, and I'm like, "Oh wow, that's actually how how you were raised, basically, is the way you represent your family when you're outside there, in a way. So you're basically representing and you're showing the work of your parents in a way. Listen, it's arguable as well, but at the same time, I feel like it's 80% true.
Not only your parents,
Yeah.
but
Your environment.
your environment. Like, I speak about the primary school that I went to, right? Like, I went to boarding school. It was like really, really strict there. Like, sort of military, if I should say. Because like in high school, we went to a friend's house. With a bunch of us went to sleep at a friend's house, and like I was the only one that made my bed in the morning. His parents were actually surprised, like, "Wow, this guy actually made his bed." You know?
Yeah.
I was like, "How's that a big thing? Like, I just made my bed." Like,
It's
common courtesy.
It's become a habit as well, because it's been grown into you.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a task anymore.
Yeah.